Okay, so this is my second attempt. Hold on. Alright, anyway. So this is my second attempt at filming this. I realized that when I filmed it the first time, one, I didn't have very good lighting, and two, it was kind of a weird angle. This is still a weird angle, but maybe a little bit more manageable. So this is going to be the first in my collection series where I'm showing you the products that made up those makeup inventory by the numbers. So this is going to be face stuff. Face primers, concealers, color correctors, foundations, face powder, bronzer, contour, and blush. So we'll start off with face primers. I have 3. And so those 3 are the one I'm currently working on, which is the Cover FX mattifying primer with anti-acne treatment. That's what I'm working on right now. I've got a Murad oil control mattifier with some sunscreen in it. I finished off a trial size of this not too long ago before starting the Cover FX one. So I've got this as backup. And then I've got the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer in the green one. So 3 primers. And I'm just going to go in order of how I do my makeup. So the next step are like color correctors and concealers and stuff like that. So my color correctors and concealers. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay, so I have a lot of redness on my face, so I have 2 green color correctors. One is the Hard Candy that I'm currently working on, and I've even gone as far as cutting it open. And so I'm almost done with this one. And I have as a backup the e.l.f. color correcting stick. Next is for my under eyes. I have the Sephora just peach color corrector, complete with doe foot applicator. But yeah, so that's my under eye color corrector. I have 2 depotted color correctors from my Smashbox Lighting Theory palette, the lavender and the orange. The lavender is supposed to undo yellow undertones, so like be a brightening agent. So every once in a while I'll use that on my cheekbones just to add a little brightening ability. And then the orange, I have been mixing it sparingly with really light concealers to make a peachy color for like under eye, but it's also useful when covering my tattoos, like for the musical I was in. So yeah, I've got those 2. And then the only concealer I have right now is a Collab peach concealer, which I don't use too often. It's usually only on my non-makeup days when I want to hide blemishes and do my under eyes so I don't look dead. So yeah, so those are all my concealers and color correctors. Next we'll go into foundations, and I've got 3 of them right now. So the one I'm using on a daily basis is this one here in this pod, and it's the Rimmel matte foundation that I cut open the tube and put everything in this little container, because then I wouldn't have to worry about squeezing it out of the tube and whatnot. I can control how much I use more. The next 2 are a little too dark for me. I've got the Perfect Peach, which is actually too dark for me. It's warm beige. So I use this in the fall and springtime to darken up my pale foundations, just as like a mixer kind of thing. So there's still quite a bit in it, and I've had it for over a year now. I think I'm going to commit to use it this summer, and finish it up. At least that's my hope. And then I have the Makeup Forever in the shade Y235. This one's closer to my skin tone. It's a little dark for me right now just because we're in that winter skin, but I definitely will finish it up, and I'm not worried about it going bad because I'll definitely get in with it probably late spring, early summer. Okay, next, face powders. So I've got 4 of them. I've got the Fit Me Buff Beige, and this is I bought it at the end of summer and ended up not using it because I finished off another powder, but so it's completely unopened. It's typically my like spring fall color before I get really tan. Right now I'm currently using the Stay Matte from Rimmel in transparent, and you see I have some nice pan there. In conjunction with the Coty Airspun loose powder, which instead of pulling from the big container, I scoop into this LA Girl container. And so that's Coty Airspun, not the LA Girl. And so this is just a more secure thing to travel with and stuff like that because it's a screw top as opposed to just a pull-off top that this container is. And this container is bigger, so I like to keep it in, like not in my current makeup basket, but instead like my backup stuff. And then moving into my last face powder, which is the highlighting powder here. I use this to set my eye products. So like my eyeshadow primer and stuff like that. And then in the same vein, I'll move into the bronzers. I had bronzers and contour. This Smashbox trio has the bronzer and the contour powders. I'm actively working on the bronzer in this palette. Which means I'm not using the bronzers in these palettes. So I've got a cream bronzer here that I've depotted from the Smashbox Lighting Theory palette. I'm almost done with that. And then I've got the BU bronzer that I have opened, but I've only used once before I decided to instead use the Smashbox bronzer. I have a Makeup Forever contour powder that I have yet to open because I'm going to finish off the Smashbox one first. I have in this palette, the Too Faced Best Year Ever, I have Will You Marry Me blush and Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And then in this palette, I have Lost Soul, which is a bronzer color, in Caribbean, which is a blush color. And then the others are highlighters, so you'll see that in my highlighter video. I also have a sample of the NARS blush in Orgasm. So that'll be what I use after the blush that I'm currently using, which is in this CoverGirl Compact. And it's the blush from the Smashbox Lighting Theory palette in the shade Candlelight. And so that's what I'm using right now on a daily basis. So yeah, those are all of my face products. So the next video you will see is my highlighters. So until then, bye.